Disclaimer: this video was made for the sole purpose of entertainment, deep diving, and made-up security breach events created by Mr. IDK. This is all for fun. Now sit back and enjoy.
The date is December 16th, 2021. You wake up and maybe scroll on YouTube a little bit. You see the same stuff. Mr. Beast, Among Us, the typical of that time. But then you see something that catches your eye. Bright neon lights, colorful rock and roll wear, greasy cardboard pizza. You click on the video and...
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Fazbear Entertainment would like you to put your hands together for the one, the only, Freddy Fazbear.
Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, a game that swept the nation with its giant mega mall, colorful cast of both glamrock and non-rock cast of characters, its hardcore rock and roll music, and unfortunately its buggy gameplay.
What? Whoa! Bug! I found one! What the hell?
Now, me personally, I love the game. I think it's a fun game. I loved it when it first came out, and I love it still to this day. However, there is one thing that does bother me that I will be addressing in today's video. I want you to take a closer listen to the main theme from the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Fazbear Entertainment would like you to put your hands together for the one, the only, Freddy Fazbear.
Did you hear it that time? You can hear the sounds of drums in the background of the song. Now, I want you to take a closer look at this image of the Glamrocks and what instruments they're holding. Freddy has his microphone, Roxy has her keyboard, Chica has her guitar, Monty with his bass, and wait, who's playing the drums? Hold on. You mean to tell me this band has been playing without a proper drummer? No, that's not gonna do. That's not gonna happen. This band needs a drummer. But wait, who's gonna take that role? Well, that's what we will be discussing in today's video, along with their gameplay mechanics, attractions, upgrades, and more. So sit tight, grab your overly priced cup of Fizzy Fast and crappy pizza as we delve into who the fifth member could possibly be. Let's go. I think before we actually start discussing this brand new member, it's important we try to figure out what the Glamrocks have that make them unique to begin with. That way, this member feels like a true and genuine part of Freddy's band. Starting off, I think we should go in the direction of a brand new animal. Security Breach gave us many new animals such as alligators and wolves, so I think it'd be fun if we did the same. I also think this would be a great time to utilize the idea of this new bandmate being a drummer. This new character could have multiple appendages they use to play the said instrument, such as multiple arms. One last thing I think it's important in terms of looks is that we try to follow the theming in what the other Glamrocks wear, such as these lower leg covers, wristbands, earrings, so on. Now that we have our list, I think I've come up with an idea for who this brand new Glamrock could be.
A few Faz hours later.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Fazbear Entertainment would like to present to you the newest member in the Fazbear family, Blaze the Bumblebee. Being one of the more lively and wild members of the band, Blaze the Bumblebee, or as some call him Glamrock Blaze, has a dark outfit and a personality to match it. Now, I'm sure most of y'all are thinking why I gave him all these spikes and darker color palette while the others have brighter, more vibrant colors. Well, to answer that, in my studies, something tells me that each of the Glamrocks was designed to attract some target audience. Monty attracting the younger males with his more rambunctious personality, Roxy and Chica attracting younger females with their more girly colors and attractions, and so on. Blaze was made to attract the teenage demographic with his outfit resembling those of a stereotypical punk star with spiked wristbands and shoulder pads, messy unkempt hair, a near black jacket with tear holes, and even a spiky stinger. However, he still keeps to the other bandmates with orange leg covers, shoulder pads, and bandana. Now, as far as his personality, while we don't get to see what the other glamrocks sound like during the day, we can hear how they sound on the hunt. I like to imagine that Blaze's dialogue would be similar to Roxy and Monty's, with him saying stuff such as, "Come on out, you little punk, we're only trying to help," or "Stop being such a little wasp," so on. Nothing huge, but something small that adds to the character. Now that we have our member introduced, I think it's time we move on to the next step before we get into his gameplay, his attraction at the Pizzaplex. For Blaze's attraction, I'm taking heavy inspiration from the Tales from the Pizzaplex books, where we can see this Pizzaplex has an indoor roller coaster. With that in mind, let me introduce you to Blaze's Rockin' Roller Coaster. While the Pizzaplex has many of its corners and walls being used to enter the other areas, I've decided to locate the roller coaster over here near the far end of the hallway, unfortunately getting rid of Chica's Bakery. I know people are going to be annoyed by that in the comments, but oh well, she already has her own attraction anyways. Now, considering all the other attractions have some sort of theme to match the character who goes with it, I think it's fair to assume that Blaze would have the same thing going on. If you thought that, ding ding ding, you'd be correct. Blaze's area would be a giant dome with an interior having giant hive-themed decorations, creating the illusion that guests are inside an actual hive. I like to imagine it looks somewhat similar to the Scrap Arcade that we see in the files of Security Breach, because yes, at some point, there was a beehive-themed area in the Pizzaplex.
Why didn't they keep this?
And while not a huge crucial thing that needs to be mentioned, I think it'd be fun to point out that this area would introduce its own staff bots, who I've personally dubbed Staff Beats. Again, not a huge deal, but something fun I wanted to bring up. Anywho, going back to the actual attraction, this area would include a Blaze-themed gift shop, some form of concession stand with a seating arrangement near it, a small ride for younger kids, the main coaster, a solo performance stage, a backstage/storage area, a coaster control room, and a testing room. However, those last three rooms I want you to keep in the back of your mind, as we'll talk about those later. While there's nothing else I can really discuss about this section of the Plex, I do want to point out that this area does make an impact on the gameplay following Blaze, but we'll get back to that later. But now for the moment you've all been waiting for, Blaze's gameplay. Okay, so if I can be honest here, this section was super difficult to put together. However, I think I found a way to utilize Blaze's gameplay without it affecting or getting in the way of the other glamrocks. In a maintenance log we'd get from a duffel bag, we learned that Blaze was given some hearing upgrades that allow him to hear specific things, such as co-workers, other glamrocks, or in this case, a trespassing child. When trying to hide or get past from Blaze, we need to try and not make too much noise, such as running, stepping on items, and of course alerting the staff bots. Otherwise, Blaze would immediately find us and start hunting. Thankfully, if you're able to find a hiding spot, you should be safe. Hopefully. Now, if you were listening carefully, you heard me say stepping on items. I had the idea that throughout the game, the Plex would slowly be littered with stuff that if stepped on could create a sound, mostly small piles of garbage. Now you're probably confused as to where these are coming from. Well, let me remind you, who here in the Pizzaplex is associated with garbage? Glamrock Chica. I like to imagine that throughout your playthrough, you can catch glimpses of Glamrock Chica carrying garbage to bring back to her room for later. I know this idea sounds a little ridiculous, but it was the best thing I can come up with. If you guys have any ideas that you think could work better for this, please feel free to let me know down in the comments. Now, if you've been paying enough attention, you will have noticed Blaze has a pair of wings. And while the wings themselves don't actually help him fly, taking a closer look, you'll see he has a hook loop that when attached to a rope and a ceiling track, Blaze can actually fly. This idea was taken directly from the daycare attendants, as we can see here. While not a huge impact on the gameplay, this would make for some extra intense chase moments. This giant animatronic suddenly landing right in front of you, making sure your escape is extra difficult, would make for some great scare among players. Since we have his regular now talked about, I think it's time we get into the upgrade that will then lead us into his shattered gameplay. As mentioned previously, Blaze has a hearing upgrade that allows him to hear specific sounds, such as workers or the other glamrocks, and where they are. It's very similar to those 8D audio videos where sound can switch from one side of the headphones to the other side. But getting back on track, I had an idea for a made-up cutscene that would go something like this.
Oh no! Freddy, the lights are out! What if that freaking moon man comes back?
Do not worry, Gregory. I promise I will keep you safe. I won't let anything stop you.
Freddy, no!
Naughty, naughty. What makes you so special?
Freddy, are you okay? What did he do to you?
Gregory? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Freddy, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh no. Gregory, I can't hear you. I can't hear anything. I must have damaged my hearing system when I hit bed. If there's any way you can get a hearing system, that would be much appreciated, Superstar.
Okay. I know you can't hear it, but I'll try my best, Freddy.
With Freddy's hearing now gone, it's up to Gregory to find a way to decommission Blaze in order to get the hearing upgrade required for Freddy. But what's Gregory's plan, and how does he get it? Well, unfortunately you're gonna have to wait till part 2. Yeah, I know a lot of you are gonna be annoyed by that, and believe me, I am as well. However, if I want this video to be released before August, I have no other choice. However, because of this gap between now and until I upload part 2, this gives me time to make more content with Blaze and everything that revolves around him. Before I say goodbye, I want to take a moment to say thank you to everyone, including my best friends, who have gave me the courage and support to keep doing more Blaze stuff. If you guys truly enjoyed Blaze, I truly think y'all would love my friends OCs. Now, with that said and done, please stay safe, have fun, and goodbye my friends. See you next time.